Hello, so for today's video we're going to be testing out Lorac Cosmetics. No, not Lorac Cosmetics. Hello, so for today's video we're going to be testing out Lorac. So Lorac was strictly USA, but she came to Beauty Bay maybe about over a year and a bit ago, and I actually did purchase it when it arrived, and I just never got to play with it because I wasn't really doing makeup, wasn't really doing YouTube. So I bought makeup. I was like, yeah, it'll get me back into doing videos, and it never did. So yeah, I just carried on buying makeup still. So I haven't tested anything out. I literally haven't swatched anything. So I'm super excited. Obviously, I really wanted to try Lorac out. So what I do have is an eyeshadow palette, like an eye cream topper, a primer, bronzer, blush, highlighter, lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss. So I feel like that's what was sort of available on Beauty Bay. I think they had some like eyeliners and stuff, which like it was like pencil, which I'm not really big on, to be honest. Like I like a pencil liner, but I hardly really have them. Like if they come in like a kit or something, like, you know, like a PR box, then I'll happily have it. But other than that, it's not really my thing. So yes, I'm super excited. So I've already done skin prep, brows, primer, and then I've stuck a bit of tape on. Everything I'm wearing will be listed in the bottom bar as well. So yeah, let's get started. So I've just stuck some tape down, and as you can see on this eye, I've sort of done a little bit of a guide as to where I want this. So I did try with this eye, and this is freaking pigmented. Okay, so a tiny amount goes the longest way, otherwise it's just the thing is, obviously we want pigment in palettes, but sometimes when they're so pigmented, they're so hard to blend. Okay, so I've noticed this with the Dose of Colours Baked Browns palette. I love that palette, but if I use too much, it becomes a hot mess very quickly. So very light hand, very little amount. I even like dabbed a bit on the back of my hand to try and get some of it off, and it's just, yeah, it was still too much. So try this again. So this is the palette. So obviously you have your mattes and then you have your shimmers, which I absolutely love. I think it's so gorgeous like this. Yeah, obviously nothing exciting, very neutral. I like a neutral palette, it's my kind of vibe. So yes, obviously you do get a little thing telling you the shade name, so I'm going to stick it on the back, but I will try my best to let you know what I'm using, but obviously I will also point and show you as well. So I'm going to start off by taking Ash Brown, which is this one, and I'm going to take it on a smaller brush this time. So this is a Glisten Cosmetics, and this is a number 3 brush, so it's like one of those wet to dry liner situations. And I'm telling you, tiny amount. So we're going to go ahead and just sort of paste this where that concealer line is on this eye. So this is the brush I took. So this is the Spectrum and Kate J. Hughes, and this is the number 21 brush. As you can see, it's too big, but this is giving me a lot of detail. And I'm not even joking, I've just cleaned it in the colour switch because that's going to get the pigment off the brush, and there is still pigment coming off of it. So yeah, like just truly pigmented. So with the Spectrum and KJ Hughes brush set, you get like a little towel thing, and she's like, obviously you can lay your brushes on it and then you can also clean on them. So this is giving me a bigger service to do that. It's literally like a microfiber towel, and obviously I'll just throw it in the, oh, saying that, I ain't put my washing on. I'll throw it in the wash actually with that because it's going to be a gentle wash. Right, so now I feel like, yeah, we definitely got that off the brush now. So be careful with the palette, like it's just, it's so pigmented. I'm literally going to buff this out slightly. I'm not bothered about it being too clean just yet because obviously we can clean up with concealer or some micellar water. This is just a rough guide. See how even I blended it out, it's still very dark. This is probably one of the most pigmented shadow palettes I own. Like the Baked Browns by Dose of Colour is very pigmented, and so is the Natasha Denona palettes. But this is just next level, like crazy. Yeah, like I said, very light hand. I don't feel like it'd be good for beginners. Like I feel like you're going to have a really hard time just getting it done. So yeah, I'm just trying to clean this brush off because this is the next brush I want to use. They were clean, by the way, like I obviously washed them and stuff, but it's just, yeah, pigmented. So next up we're going to take these two shades here. So this is, oh god, I'm trying to see here, Morocco and Cinnamon. So I'm literally going to mix that on this brush and literally boop, boop, 2 boops in there, that's plenty. I'm just going to lightly go around here. And I'm going to take a KJ Hughes, and this is the number 11 brush with Spectrum, and just go through that and buff. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this shade, which is white warm vanilla even, and I'm going to take it on the same brush and just go ahead and sort of buff this through as well to really blend it out. I'm just going to head and cut the crease now. So I'm taking a Peaches and Cream PC51 brush and the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I don't particularly love this concealer, but it's fine for cutting the crease. I'll just go ahead and do that. So I just went in and added that line back in because my concealer covered it completely. I'm just having a nightmare today. Like, I'm just like, right, pack it all up and go back to bed. But yeah, I just drawed it back in. Obviously it was fading a bit, so I wanted to add a bit more colour and stuff, and just doing exactly the same thing about buffing it through. So then we have this general shape going on. So I'm just going to go back into that white shade, which was Warm Vanilla, and just fluff this through really. And then I'm just going to remove the concealer just because I don't want it down. I just wanted to obviously get the shape in. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm not bothered if it's all removed. I just want to get rid of some of it. Okay, now I feel like I'm generally got the shape that I'm happy with. I do want to take one of these shades from the palette, and I feel like this is very similar to this shade because obviously I want to use this, but I don't want to not try a shimmer from the palette. So yeah, I feel like this shade or one of these shades. I'll show you what this looks like. So this is Cashmere. I don't know what these are called, the name's not on it, but it's like this sort of silvery shade. I don't want to think because it literally just ponks out, like it's movable. So I feel like that's going to be our best bet. So I'm just going to put like a tiny bit down because I want to see if it's as pigmented as the mattes, then I'm going to be like really happy. So I'm going to take a Spectrum and KJ Hughes. This is the number 20 brush. So I'll go ahead and take that shade. And this is the shade, sorry, Opal. Yeah, really, really pretty. Oh god, that is actually so stunning. I'm really impressed. That is a super pretty shade, and that was with the brush. Can you imagine your finger dipped in that? Oh, so beautiful. So I'm gonna clean this brush off, and I'm gonna take a little bit of this as well on the brush and just test it out, and then maybe we'll go in with the finger. This feels very soft. So this is quite more intense than what's in the palette itself. But would you really need this and the palette? Probably not. If you're thinking about buying both, either just go for like the shimmery shade or the palette. But oh my god, that is so beautiful. So I'm just gonna take my finger. These feel super soft, by the way. Just go ahead and pat that on. Ooh, yeah, that's really nice. Oh, I like that a lot. That is so stunning. I really love that. I feel like these kind of products never disappoint. You know, the ones from Hourglass are amazing. The ones from Tarte are amazing. Yeah, I feel like you just can never go wrong with these kind of shades. for these kind of pop things. I'm looking at the M Cosmetics ones, like I want to try those out. But yeah, I'm super impressed with this so far. Obviously the eyes did take me a hot minute to get there, but as soon as you realise that it's that pigmented, you just got to go slow, man. So now I'm going to add the warm brown, and I'm going to take it along the lash line. So this is the KJ Hughes. This is the number 9 brush, and I freaking love this brush because of the shape and how close you can get to the lash line. Honestly, 10 out of 10. Just buy this collection just for the brush. Just for the brush alone. Actually, I think they do like an eye set and a face set maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I just patted a bit of that off on the towel. I'm going to go ahead and just push that on. Oh, look at that. Just straight line straight away. Oh, truly beautiful. I'm going to keep it quite thin because it's sort of matching the top line. It's not too thick. So it's not really a big winged eyeliner. So I'm going to take these two shades again and go back into the KJ Hughes number 11 brush and literally boop, boop. And just sort of add a little bit of that warmth that we got going on the top to here, just slightly. Okay, I am super impressed with that. I feel like it's super, super gorgeous. It's exactly what I wanted today's eye look to be like. So, I finally got there. I feel like I'm going to cry. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the other eye off camera, do lashes, maybe lashes, mascara, and then obviously I'll come back and I'll show you the primer as well. Because obviously I don't want to put that on off camera and then put all my foundation on and stuff. We just see what it looks like on my skin. So yeah, I'm going to do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so lashes are on, and these are the Unicorn Cosmetic lashes in Forget Me Not. I used the L'Oreal is it Paradise? It's in front of me but I can't see it. The waterproof one, and then for glue, for lash glue, I used the Lola Flick and Stick. This is still really good. I've had this for a while and it still hasn't dried up. I've also bought another one because I really do enjoy it, but I feel like my lashes are even. I feel like because my eye, like you see, like this folds in, whereas this one doesn't. I feel like it makes my lashes look wonky. Anyway, moving on, we're gonna take the Lorac Pro Skin Glass Skin Primer. So this just sounds amazing to me. So let's take it on a brush. So I'm going to take the Spectrum and KJ Hughes. This is a number 6 brush. And I'm just going to, like, you know, give it a bit of this action. Oh, God, that is really liquidy. Okay. I didn't expect it to be that liquidy. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take this all over. It doesn't really have a scent, which is nice, just because my skin is quite sensitive, especially to scent, and this feels really nice on the skin. Oh, it's like, it feels like sort of soft matte, like a soft matte sort of focus type thing. That's probably what makes it like skin-like. It's not skin-like, skin glass. To be honest, I'm not big on primers. I'm more of a, I don't mind these sort of things like the hydrating and the serums and stuff like that, but the pore filling and all that stuff, like, I just kind of think it's a bit of a gimmick. Like, it doesn't really do a lot. Like, I feel like if you've got a good skincare routine, like, that will do it as well, but I just like a lot more hydration, so that's why I typically go for like these sort of primers. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. So this is what it looks like on the skin. You can see it's like dewy, but not, do you know, like a highlight dew? It's like my skin sort of has this natural glow to it. It feels really nice on the skin. I'm actually quite impressed with that. Let's see how it looks, obviously, with the rest of my makeup on, but as of now, I think my skin does look really, really nice. So I'm going to go back off camera again to apply foundation, concealer, you know, powder, all of that stuff. And then we'll come back for bronzer, blush, highlight, lips, and finish the eyes as well. Okay, so this is my base makeup. I actually think the primer's quite nice. I like how my skin looks, but then I used a foundation that I like, so obviously I don't want to use foundation that I hate and be like, this primer sucks, but my skin actually does look pretty nice. It's still got that like shine somewhere, even though I've like powdered my face as well. Yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with that little primer. I think it's cute. So moving on to bronzer, I'm going to take the Lorac bronzer, and this is in Pool Party. So this is a Tantalizer buildable bronzer powder. So I love the packaging. It is just super elegant, literally just flips and it's magnetic. So I'm going to take the Spectrum KJ Hues, and this is the number 8 brush. So it did have a bit of contour powder on it, but there's nothing on it now. So we're just going to go ahead and take a bit of this. I'm taking it quite high on the face because I'm liking how it looks higher up. It's quite a warm shade. It looks quite cool in the pan, but on my face, let's see, it's kind of, I'm going to say the word orange, but yeah. So I'm just going to take a bit this side. I'll take a bit on the forehead. It's actually a pretty bronzer shade, and I did obviously put a light layer on, so there's nothing too much going on, but it's still nice enough. So it is buildable. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit more on this side. I feel like you can add more and get more bronze without it being really muddy. Yeah, I like it. I don't know how I feel about the shade. I think I go for more, I don't know, like it's got like a hint of like red kind of in it. And I'm pretty sure this is meant to be for like lighter skin tones, I believe. But yeah, what do you think? Pretty? Yeah? No? I don't know. Then we're gonna take the highlighter. So it's the same concept as the bronzer, like the packaging, and this is in the shade Soleil. So this is a light source mega beam, and yeah, oh, it just looks so pretty. So I'm gonna take that on a Crown Brush C529. And I'm just going to apply that. Ooh, that's really pretty. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's very soft, very natural. Very, very pretty. But I still feel like you can get intense. Like this side here, you can see I applied a bit more than this side, which is a lot softer. But still very, very pretty. I really like that a lot. Yeah, that's a gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. So moving on to blush. This is the Colour Source Buildable Blush, and this is in Prims. So it's that sort of peachy, pinky shade that I love so much. I'm going to take it on another KJ Hues, and this is the number 8 brush, but this is another one. It's not the same bronzer one. So I'm just going to add a bit of that. Ooh, pretty, pretty. So that's the blush. I really like the blush. Super pretty, super easy to work with. I feel like a blush is a blush. If it's a good blush, you're winning. If it's a bad blush, you're not. Like, there's nothing so exciting about a blush. Like, it's either good or it's bad. But this is super pretty. I love the shade. Yeah, really, really nice. So I'm going to finish the lower lash line now. And I think I'm just going to take a bit of that dark brown shade, which was ash brown, and literally just push this into the lash line, taking this little brush, just, and the same brush, taking those 2 shades here, I can't remember the names of these, that we mixed, and just adding a little bit of that on there as well. Then instead of taking the highlighter, I'm going to take another shade from the palette. So I'm going to take this one here, just to highlight the inner corners, just so we can use a different shade. Just going to go in with some bottom lash mascara, and this is the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, but you're going to see none, you can see it on my head. So now we're going to finish with the lips. So I'm going to take the Lorac After Ego lip liner, and this is in the shade, I did read it, Duchess. So it's this, that annoys me, so you can't put the lid on it, does that make sense? So yeah, it's like a peachy, nudie kind of shade. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and line the lips. I have got a tiny lip balm still, so I'm just going to rub that in. Yeah, that was super pretty, really easy, creamy lip liner. A little bit more pink than I thought it was going to be, but still really, really pretty. So then I have the Lorac. This is the, God, I'm so blind with that glasses. It's just a satin lipstick, and this is in Beach Babe. And it smells so good. It actually smells like chocolate, so I'm going to put that on top. So I am just going to blot because it's what I like to do. So, a tissue. Just see how it sort of softens it out. I feel like when you apply too much when you apply lipstick even, it's just too heavy. That is a really pretty shade. I love that. Yeah, my cup of tea. I like a peachy sort of nude. Then we're going to take the Lorac Diamond Lip Gloss, and this is in the shade Out of Office. So this is what she looks like. She has a slight scent. It's that same sort of chocolatey scent as the lipstick, but it's not as strong. Okay, so this is the completed look, and I love how it turned out. I think it's super, super gorgeous. I feel like my eyes are a bit more cool toned and my lips a bit more warm. So personally, I wouldn't pair this lip typically with this eye. But I love the lip combination. Obviously, I just pair it with something else, a little bit more warmer. Same with the eyes. I love how the eyes turned out. I think it's super, super beautiful. I'm just going to do a quick little rundown of everything. So the eyeshadow palette, I feel like it's going to be a hit or miss for some people. Like I said, super, super pigmented. So if you're looking for that sort of pigment and you really want to punch, then this is going to be the palette for you, especially if you love a good nude. The shimmers in here, like obviously the two I tried out, is so gorgeous. I can't wait to try this like coppery bronze. It looks so, so pretty. But what I have on the eyes right now is just absolutely stunning. Like you can see from the corner highlight, it's just blinding. Which is nice to have that pigment in there, but obviously they're quite pigmented in the mattes, and yeah, I don't know how I feel. Like I do enjoy the palette and I will reach for it again, but I have to be like taking my time. Like I can't be in a rush, be like, right, I've got an hour to do like a full glam look. It's not gonna happen for me. Like it's just, it's one of those things that sits there and it takes time. Like I feel like this would be a really pretty palette for a wedding day, just because of the pigment and how well it's going to last throughout the day. It's going to be so, so gorgeous. What else do we have? The primer I actually really, really like. I like how my skin looks. I feel like my skin looks really, really good. I don't know if it looks like glass. Like that glass is like, it's almost like transparent. So I feel like that and like a tinted moisturizer, or like a little bit concealer, that on the skin with some like SPF and your skincare is really gonna give that effect. But with the foundation and the concealer and everything on top, I feel like it's just this nice dewy look to the skin. I wouldn't really say it's glass like, but it's still so stunning. I absolutely love it. Bronzer, blush and highlighter, yeah, really, really good. Especially the highlighter, I just think it's so pretty on the face. I put a little bit on the nose as well, as you can see that hint of shine. Super, super beautiful. Bronzer, I think I'm going to have to play with a little bit more. I don't know if I like the shade or not. I can't really tell. Like I'm like, do I like it, do I not? But it was really easy to put on, really easy to blend. Same with the blush. Blush is a beautiful thing. Like I said, it's literally, blush is good or it's bad. There's no like in between. I love the lipstick, feels super comfortable on the lips, doesn't feel dry at all. And I have very like, it's not even that I have chapped lip, I could literally apply lip balm every day, every hour, and I'd still end up with dry lips. That's just how my lips are. So this feels so nice and so comfortable. I do like a satin over a matte, to be honest. And then the gloss just adds to the shine. I love a gloss. So yeah, everything has actually really impressed me. Oh, especially like the potted eyeshadow as well. That's so pretty. I feel like that's definitely a buy. But obviously you can get that from anywhere. Like similar ones are like the Colourpop super chuck shadows and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like you can get them anywhere, but this shade, Mississippi Clue, yeah, so beautiful. So yes, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed.